This is Aaron East of MMA UK, and I'm joined this evening by Matthew Bonner of Next Generation Liverpool. Like many UK and European fans will know Matthew for his Cage Warriors days, where he fought some of the world's best and claimed CW gold in the process. Matt is now currently a free agent after his short stint in Octagon MMA, and is looking for a new place to call home for his fight career. Right, thank you for taking the time out of your evening to speak with me, Matt, bro.
Thanks for having me on, Paul.
Anytime, my friend, anytime. I mean, it's been some time since we last saw you back in action, bro. I mean, back in January at Octagon 56, I believe, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, it's been some time. But your stay at Octagon was very short-lived. Only competing twice for the European Giants. I mean, could you elaborate at all on why it was such a short stay?
Yeah, it was a bit of a shame, Octagon, honestly. I fought a kipper in November, which was on a
Yeah.
week's notice, and I took that fight, and I won that one. And then straight after that was the Mehdi Panyas fight was announced right off the back end of that in January.
Yeah.
I had that fight in January, lost the fight to Panyas, and then it was like very much radio silence from there for a good kind of 6-7 months at least. And obviously after a loss and after any fight, you expect the promotion's going to move on. Maybe you don't hear anything for 3 months or so, but it kind of that gap just seemed to widen. And like I say, they were a really fantastic organisation. Octagon, I love fighting for them. Still love watching the show. Still a big fan of the show. It's just the communication could be quite poor. And I was just getting more and more frustrated. I actually think, in looking back, maybe my decision was a little bit hasty. I think being a dad, being like the sole breadwinner in the house, I'm always looking for that next payday, that next opportunity to make money for the family. And I think that frustration kind of built, and it ended in me in asking for a release.
That's very understandable. You say you've got to make money, you've got to provide for your family, definitely. I mean, many, including myself, saw you potentially competing for that title there, bro. I mean, no doubt you did also. I mean, there was a huge buzz around you going there.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a shame that the Peñas fight. I feel, looking back, and obviously you can have all the excuses in the world, but unbeknownst to me, I was fighting on two torn ligaments, torn MCL. This was actually before the Kipper fight. Torn MCL, grade 2 tear, torn meniscus, grade 2 tear. And I knew there was something wrong, and I was just silly and stubborn enough to again just to kind of keep going. And I remember a week before the fight, I was at Benitez's christening, and I was limping around, the buffet table, and my sister was like, "Aren't you supposed to be fighting next week?" And I was like, "Oh, it's fine, I'll be okay." But Peñas, on the other spectrum, on the other side of that, Peñas was absolutely the best guy that I've ever fought. By a mile, to be honest. He kind of makes everybody else look pretty redundant. He was very good. He won fairly and squarely, and he was unfortunately he's had kind of a little bit of a weird stint in his career now. But when he's back, he'll be back big. He's going to be a bit of a star, Peñas, I think.
I know it was a short stay. I mean, but it was definitely a different level of competition out there. I mean, how did you enjoy taking on some of Europe's different fighters? I mean, some that you wouldn't normally come across.
It was exciting, especially that Germany trip. That was 20,000 people pretty much. I've never experienced a crowd like that. I think Cage Warriors maybe getting 4s and 5s. They generally kind of book out the medium venues where Octagon go full force, and they're doing 60,000 one and 67,000 I think in November.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were big. Say Kipper, he was 6-0. I beat him, and it was a back.
There you go. Can you hear me?
Back again. Yeah, I can hear you, Paul.
Oh, brilliant. I don't know what the hell happened there, but thank you for being patient enough to come back.
Don't worry.
Right, seem to have lost you around when we was talking about the level of competition you was fighting with Octagon.
Okay.
Would you care to continue on with that one?
Of course. Yeah, so Octagon, it was, big organisation, like you mentioned there. The talent is massive, and it's one of those organisations that actually has a strong welterweight and middleweight division. There's not
Yeah.
a lot of organisations in the world that have the big guys, with the amount of depth that Octagon have. So a very good standard of fighters on there, and I was kind of pleased. I was ranked, I think, eighth after the Kipper fight.
Yeah.
When Peñas beat me, he was going to be next in line for the belt, so I was pretty close.
Yeah, he was very, very close, my friend. I mean, it was very sad to see, especially for myself. I'm a big fan of yours. But what have you been up to since your release?
Training as normal, to be honest. Trying to grow my business as well. I own a gym, an MMA and Muay Thai gym with my brother Dan,
Yeah.
who's an active fighter himself. He's #1 in the world at Thai boxing. So spending time with the family, doing everything I can to again bring the bacon in and provide and just trying to get better. Always trying to get better in between camps. Even although I didn't really know when this next fight's going to be. It's still important to show my face and try and improve.
Yeah, I really do hope you get some news soon, man. I mean, as you mentioned before, man, as many know, you spent a huge portion of your career donning those famous yellow gloves. I mean, I'm sure everyone would love to see you back in them. I mean, is Cage Warriors firmly behind you, or is that a possibility in the future?
So I would have loved to go back to Cage Warriors. I don't know how much I can say here, to be fair. I adore Cage Warriors. I fought Cage Warriors 17 times. I won the
Mm.
world title on Cage Warriors. I was very appreciative of Cage Warriors actually because they were pretty much the only organisation in the world at the time who my fight was running when it was COVID. And
Yeah,
none of us could go outside. But yeah, I think Brian Boylan, who owns Cage Warriors, is slash was my manager as well.
yeah,
Still kind of communicating with each other and seeing if we could sort a few bits out. So yeah, I'd have loved to go on Cage Warriors. It was just I think Cage Warriors is going in a slightly new direction now. I think
yeah,
they want young prospects, they want guys who they can fire into the contender series, and I think maybe they might think that. Not that I'm past it, I'm only 33, but 33 is not a prospect, and they're looking for, like I say, they're looking for guys who can go into contender series, looking for young prospects with undefeated records you can get straight into the UFC, and unfortunately, that's not the position I'm in. But I love Cage Warriors, still do, still watch Cage Warriors Glasgow over the weekend. I'll always have a soft spot for Cage Warriors.
100%. No one can blame you for that, man. I mean, many UK-based fighters have been having similar issues, such as yourself, of late. I mean, either leaving their promotions via mutual consent or otherwise. I mean, which has definitely alerted many overseas organisations. I mean, such as Brave, Levels Fight League, PFL, many, many more. I mean, ideally, in an ideal world, what would be your preferred next destination if you had a choice?
It's a tricky one. It's tricky to say because I had a fight offer today from another organisation actually about an hour and a half ago. But then I've got there's meetings going on in the week with other people, so I'm a bit of a conundrum at the moment. It's a tough idea. I mean, PFL stands out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's PFL slash Bellator are essentially the same thing these days. That's the one that jumps out. And there's definitely guys who've transitioned from Cage Warriors who've gone PFL and done reasonably well. If you manage to get into one of those $100,000 tournaments, that would obviously be life changing for me to win something like that. But yeah, that very much stands out. It's got a lot of European talent on it, and they're really pushing the UK scene. So that sticks out. But there's other promotions as well. It's tough because I got offered a fight this Saturday, but I'm not even sure I'm supposed to say. Which it was just too short notice. It was just far too short notice. I got offered on Friday for Saturday, for the following Saturday, and against the guy who I would love to have fought. It was good money, big organisation. Kind of you think top 5, top 6 organisation that you'd probably be able to guess. It wasn't a Bellator, a PFL. It was another one. So I remember Adam Cullen saying to me a while ago. He said, "You won't hear anything, and then about 10 different things will come at the same time." And I think that's starting to happen now.
Yeah, it's always the way, man. I mean, as you said, I mean, it's a frustrating time indeed. And as you mentioned earlier, but no doubt you're making every step you can in the gym to make sure you're definitely fight ready. I mean, I know you didn't sound too comfortable with taking short notice. I mean, that's kind of a good thing because maybe some people would normally jump on that chance, but I get it that you don't want to jump in there and you just want to be fully fight ready. I completely understand that.
Yeah, it's like if it was 3 weeks, 4 weeks, that's I'm up for that. That's relatively short now. It's traditional camp is an 8-week camp. But if it was like 4 to 5 weeks, 3, 4, 5 weeks, that's fine. But it was a Friday. I was driving to Dan's house actually to do his weight cut, and it was a shame. If he said, "Listen, well, let's put this fight on in 3 weeks' time," I would have jumped at it. But it was just too soon. And actually, there was a few things going on as well. The coaching staff at Next Gen, they'll be at Bellator with Lee McCourt. My brother couldn't even come with me because he's away on holiday after his fight. So it kind of all stacked up. And for once in my life, I used my head over my heart and said no.
It's a very respectable thing to do, man. I mean, definitely in this situation. I mean, do you have any plans in the meantime, like a jits competition or anything to keep you active, or?
That was something Rimmer did say actually. Paul Rimmer, next day head coach, he said if you want to stay active, then why don't you do your submission competition or whatever. My personal feelings was, I am in a position now where I am competing for money. We've mentioned my family a couple of times, and what I didn't want to do is go and do a grappling competition somewhere and blow out my knee, blow out my ACL for a £5 medal at the end of it all. So that kind of does play a role. Again, it's a tricky one because there's one side of you that wants to compete and wants to win and wants to have something to aim for. And then you've got the other side, the sensible dad side, that's saying, well, wait a minute, who's going to pay your mortgage if you blow your ACL out? So it is a bit of a tricky one.
Yeah, it's a bit of a catch-22, isn't it, mate?
Yeah.
I mean, it's always a pleasure speaking with you, brother. I mean, I wish you all the best in your search for a new place to your skill set. And I hope next time we speak, you'll be with some fight news, man, definitely for you.
I hope so, yeah. I think it's going to come. It's going to come. I've got to say, I've got this. I'll have a chat with Paul tomorrow, Paul Rimmer, about this offer that came in today. See what he thinks. So he's got to meet with another organisation late this week. So it's coming. I'm just going to be patient and just focus on getting in the gym as much as I can and getting fit and being ready to fight.
100%, man. I mean, but before you head off, it's honestly a shot that nobody has snapped you up just yet, bro. But as you say, good things should be coming. But if there are any promoters out there watching this, I mean, do you have a message for them? And do you have a message for anyone that's watching to give a shout out to?
I would just say to the promotions out there, you only have to look at my fights and the accolades, the guys I beat. Even the guys who beat me, you'll see they've generally gone to the UFC after they beat me. That never been a boring fight. I always put on entertaining fights. I always feel like entertaining the fans is an important role in a fight. It isn't just about winning. You know, you need to entertain the fans. So yeah, you can message myself or Paul Rimmer at the moment if there is any fight news or any inquiries. And thank you to everybody who's took the time to watch this interview, or any of the people who have been interested in watching me fight previously. And thanks to yourself for having me on.
Anytime, my friend. You take care. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Hopefully.
Cheers, buddy. You too. Thanks very much.